want to first ban him.
Yeah. So yeah, Rag is just honestly Rag. Part of me wishes they did a bit more of a grace period, at least in Hero League, for some of these new heroes sometimes, because man, it wrecks the draft meta, particularly there. Sylve obviously is just the classic on this map. I mean,
Yeah.
Sylve and Sass were sort of like the big 1-2s for a long time.
Tracer is really, really OP on this map, and they could have gone like Tracer Tassadar, but they seem to really like the new Diablo. I
Yeah,
didn't see that much, but it seems really strong.
yeah, he's in a good spot. I'm just not sure yet whether I still love him as a solo tank. I'm still sort of
I mean, I think it's fine if you have like a Thrall or whatever. Like,
yeah,
he's not the best main tank, but it's okay. Like, I
yeah,
don't think you need a really good main tank anyway, as long as you have like enough tank.
yeah. I feel like we're sort of falling out of that meta where that main tank needs to always be that beefy frontliner. I feel like warrior is almost becoming synonymous like engager now, as much as those melee assassins are like Alarak and Kerrigan and stuff. So I don't know. We'll see sort of how they opt to play out the way tanks have moved. Tychus and ETC. I mean, that's just a decent one
I
too.
think that's really good. Like, Tychus against Diablo is just like what you need basically. The Oriel pick is kind of weird, but they already did it last game, so maybe it's like the support zero pool or whatever. I guess they need to play Oriel a lot.
I mean, the Crystal Aegis were really on point, so clearly a decent Ariel player. I didn't see a ton of really money detainment strikes, but when playing with Ring
I
of
mean, it's
Frost, it's kind of what you do.
Dragonshire, so it's not the
Yeah,
best map for Worlds. It's
Gul'dan
an
I
early
like.
Gul'dan though. Like, Gul'dan is good with Oriel, but I'm not sure he's the best on this map because like he's really vulnerable in the mines.
Yeah, I mean he's not bad if you can get him down there on his own and distract. He's also obviously the really good solo lane pusher if you want to just like send everyone else
Oh
down and let
yeah,
him just have fun on
he has
top.
decent damage also, like good sieging and defense.
Yeah, and also the drain against the golem's not bad. I mean, I think he's a solid pick. I'm not sure I would have grabbed him here, but he's definitely solid. I
Yeah, it's
like.
like most of the free picks are really like picks you don't see that early. Like Diablo might be like in a few days or weeks is gonna be picked that early, depending on people think is, but like the two other picks are definitely not picks you want to pick that early. They banned the Mage, but Rhaegar is still available. And like they have a really good home for Rhaegar. They can even go for Bloodlust, depending on what they get.
Yeah, I was honestly expecting the Rhaegar last game, so we'll see what they go for here. I understand the mouth pick with the Twilight Dream. I just think that they executed the combo once, and it's kind of tough because
Yeah.
the amount they had to stack, and then if Jaina's not caught in the mosh, then you're just stacked for Ring of Frost, and the Crystal Aegis is a factor. So for me, it was sort of like didn't love it. I feel
I
like
feel like the Twilight Dream would have become really good at 20 with the bolt, but he went for Nexus Shield, so didn't actually work out.
yeah, and I didn't love the Storm Shield pick either. I feel like there were better options, but I mean, what can I do? I agree. I like the bolt in this instance. You've got to be aggressive at that point. You just jump in, blow it, ice block,
You
and
know,
get
it's
out.
also good even to escape in case he got caught, but like, especially since he didn't even have ice block.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Leaving, okay. They seem to really like leaving. It's not that good anymore. Like the Calamity nerf was pretty big.
Yeah, on this map, she doesn't do hot in the mines. I mean, I guess we're gonna maybe see a Calamity build, but obviously it was nerfs. I don't know. Her wave clear is not phenomenal. Maybe we'll see Orb build again, but
But then again, like leaving Tychus is still very solid for team fights. It's just like really good, and you easily get resets with the Tychus because he just melts anyone who comes in range, especially a Diablo. Oh, Brightwing over Rhaegar. That's really surprising.
that's just NA right now, though. We are really still loving the Brightwing pick. Um, and she's not bad here. I love
Yeah, you
Rhaegar.
can
I
get
think
some soak before the mines and stuff,
yeah.
so that's pretty good. There's no global in the enemy team yet.
I don't expect we'll see one. I mean, maybe Dahaka, but
But I feel like, when you see the blue team, so Diablo, Royal, Gul'dan, they don't have any peel yet. Like, Diablo is really not the best, and they already have no clans, and that Gul'dan, you have ETC, so you have good CC against the no clans. You can just pick a really aggressive, really good early game comp, go for the regular, go with Bloodlust and just all in them all game long, and that's basically how you counter that. Because if you're trying to play poke against them, like they will have more sustain with Zarya, and Gul'dan is just insane. And like Zarya just makes it even worse.
Yeah, the amount of self-sustain going on Harambe's team is huge. And there's the Dahaka, the triple warrior. I actually don't mind this at all, but just kind of think it's interesting into the Tychus because he's going to have a field day.
To be honest, I don't even consider Zarya like a warrior. I mean, she's even more like of a ranged assassin than a warrior. She's like half ranged assassin, half support, but she's kind of tanky.
Yeah, she's fun. I mean, I honestly feel like she could have been classed as multi-class, but before multi-class. I don't know. I feel like she could have fit there.
To be honest, yeah, she could be in any class and I wouldn't be shocked. Actually, I'm more shocked by warriors than any other class.
Yeah.
Oh, Lyric, okay. I really want to control the Diablo, especially.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, obviously the Drain Hope's going to get pretty decent value. So
yeah, Lyric is like not top tier, but it's if you ever pick Lyric, it's really against that kind of comp. Like they don't have any auto attacker to kill the Lyric, and they have obviously the like triple warriors that are pretty weak against him.
Yeah, I mean the one thing I'm kind of surprised about is the lack of Vala. I mean, she's still good, and she's good. I mean,
since Malf is not picked and Tassel are not picked, I guess Vala is like weaker, but
I don't know. Like you could even spec into like, you know, Giant Hunter or Monster Hunter and like Q build the crap out of the goal. I don't know.
I mean, like the thing is, I guess like Tychus is really better than Vala, especially as a first pick without Malf or Tass. And they already had an auto attacker, so going for the Liming is fine. And on the other end, they just went for like a Gul'dan solo carry kind of comp. I guess they could pick Vala instead of Gul'dan, but I think they just didn't find like an opportunity to pick her.
Yeah, see, I think I would have traded out the Zarya or the Dahaka for the Vala, but
I don't think you could trade the Dahaka like Diablo and Zarya only is. I think it would be really bad because like Diablo goes in by himself and he has like he's just solo against the Tychus, he would just get killed. Well, like if you have another tank that goes melee, like you can just help the Diablo and absorb some damage.
Yeah, I mean, we don't see a lot of triple warrior. Like it's fun to see, and obviously, you know, classically, obviously they're not the most high health warriors in the world. But, you know, classically picking 3 warriors into Tychus is pretty much like, whoa, what are you thinking? You know what I mean? But I think in this instance, if there were 3 you're going to pick, it's probably these 3, maybe with the exception of the Diablo. But I guess
I think it's actually okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah. I think of all the 3 tanks in the world, these are probably the best ones to pick.
It's like... I'm just kind of worried about the account this map. It's like you have no bushes in the mines. So the global thing's kind of lacking, and it's just gonna be super hard to flank, and that's mostly where you're gonna team fight. And even on the map, you don't have so many good spots because the bushes are pretty far away from the lanes.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's really a good map at all for the DRK.
Yeah, that's where I would have preferred to see the Vala, but well, I guess we'll see how they play it out. I think here this is just going to be really interesting. I mean, if they can get these early picks here and kind of get themselves ahead already, that's kind of ideal, I guess, the situation. I imagine the Hawk is just going to rotate top.
I think the Akash should already have went top. I mean, he can just TP there, but the 4-man lane of Harambe should be much stronger with the double support since they have like so much sustain and poke. But for now, they are struggling a bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's really, at this point, Gul'dan really just should be hitting skill shots, like just going for stacks, but not really seeing that so far. And I mean, already, Agrippa's in deep a blackout. He needs to be careful if he keeps walking there. I don't know.
Summon Living did like so much damage.
Oh man. Yeah, they just need to shut down Sumo.
And Tychus are both around 5k damage. It's just insane.
Yeah, already. Nice body blocks too from Agrippa. That was big. Really underrated there. And yeah, you're right. This Tychus Li Ming combo has just been going ham. Oh man, like if you're the side of Harambe here, like how do you deal with that?
I think they should have just like hidden more behind the creeps. Like they tanked way too many Liming skill shots. Tychus, it's like kind of expected that he does so much damage in early game, but it's just like about like the problem is that Diablo and Zarya to an extent kind of committed a bit and just took free damage instead of committing at once to secure a kill, or otherwise trying to just stay far and wait for Gul'dan and Zarya to poke.
Yeah, I agree. And they're doing a little bit better job, I think, now playing slightly more defensively. Hoagie's been pretty good with these shields. He's been stacking up his energy pretty nicely. Dahaka's not winning this top lane here, but that's not the easiest Dahaka lane in the world. What do you think about this instant rotation of the mines here? And I don't like Dahaka leaving here. I think this is not necessarily what I would
could have
expect to see.
taken one more wave. I
Yeah.
think both actually. I would always finish my wave, but then again you need to be pretty fast. But they have really good wave cure, so they could have finished their waves.
Do we know
Zarya staying bot is pretty interesting.
Do we know the optimal pattern yet for mines? I haven't seen too many posts yet coming out. People figuring
I
out.
didn't see really, didn't get to scream a lot on it either. I mean, I feel like all the comps almost give the same though, right? Because there was a big comp before, but I didn't notice that in the new one.
Yeah, before it was always about going in mid, and this Diablo, that's just a mistake. The shields really need to be there from Hoagie.
The
That's
Aka
just
isn't even here.
no.
It's like a hard comp to play against for Diablo already, and he just can't engage 4v5.
Yeah, because the issue is he goes in, and if the Leoric's on point, he gets instantly grasped. He's instantly slowed.
And the thing is, like, if Diablo goes in, he needs to get a kill or he's done.
Yeah, he needs to get that shield, or he's just wrecked. And I also like this door bait here. Hoagie just, like, I don't understand why they're coming and taking so much free damage here. Like, this just seems...
They should just let it go. Like,
yeah.
It's gonna be hard to defend, but the golems are really not that strong, actually. And they should have just pushed tech mercenaries. But I guess it worked out for them, because they just chased out Sky5.
Yeah, I mean, now Leoric's running. I see, again, at this point, man, this Leoric's just so wily. I appreciate that. No, Sky5's just got themselves in a huge advantage skull-wise. Now they can fully back up, reset, and now we're looking at this. Side of Harambe is going in, you know, low mana, low health, and now Sky5 can just come in here.
They're at least gonna get the golem, but it could have been much worse for them because they took a pretty risky fight. They actually won it, so they get away with the golem and they lose a bit of XP, but that's a fine trade to avoid like the 80 skull golem. But it could have been really bad if they didn't win that fight. They wouldn't have the opportunity to force the golem. Oh, and their case dying. It doesn't matter too much.
No, I mean,
Harambe actually stealing a lot of time.
Could have got, like, you're right, that could have gone a whole lot worse for them. Dahaka getting picked, though, is not what they need to happen here. I'm not sure where Dahaka was when he got picked off in that situation, but... Okay, so...
I mean, I think it's actually fine, because, like, to kill him, they lost a lot of time, and it allowed Harambe to get back all the lane pressure.
Yeah, I guess that's a fair
point. Diablo getting rotated.
Oh, that's not good.
I feel like they need to defend as 5, like, they have a pretty good comp for defending.
So that's what I was gonna ask. Like, you looking at this comp, like, when do we, you know, obviously it's different than how it used to be. When do you push with? When do you defend with? It basically, if you're almost behind the first round, you pretty much always defend.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of. I mean, it really depends if you have like a Sylvanas or like a Armor or whatever that pushes really hard. I guess Zarya is pretty good, but. I don't know, it's pretty hard to say. I think like you kind of need to commit at least as 4. Maybe you can split the DAK, but I really don't like that kind of 2-2 split they did. It's just like they couldn't really push top and they died bottom, so you get like basically you don't get anything. They could maybe push because they have like the Zarya who's just insane at sieging with the poke and Gul'dan for the wave clear and push as well, but if they did push, the problem is that Diablo wouldn't be able to tank, so they don't have a solid front line, so it's a bit hard.
Yeah, I mean, I look at this and I think, at this point when you commit just 2 and 2, you basically said I'm not going to do either thing well. I feel like at this point
Yeah,
they just need to commit
basically.
in one direction either way. I feel like either one would have been better than what they ended up doing. I think that the defensive play was definitely better here because them trying to go aggro with this at this stage
The
of the
thing is, they
game.
couldn't like this. They
Yeah.
could have pushed if they were 5v5 and had lane control, but their bot lane was already pushed, so the red team would start pushing faster. And the other problem is that Deaka wasn't alive yet, so you don't start pushing 4v5 or you just get killed. So that's like I would have just defended as 5.
Yeah, and I mean, I like the aggression coming out here from Sky5, but I also like how the Diablo, how Hollis has been just so disruptive in this fight. The
Like
second the tank
Deaka
has
should
gone in,
TP bottom, like it's
yeah,
like
should
he's
be
really
right
late.
there. Yeah,
Okay, he's coming now. Like they can really get killed here.
I mean that's
he
definitely
could
a
have
deadly orc.
went for the Tychus, I think, but
Yeah, I think
at least
Tychus
that's
was the right
kill
call.
secret.
Yeah, Leoric was already dead.
Yeah, and Leoric is really not a valuable kill, like he's almost already respawned. If they kill Tychus, he wouldn't be there for the mines at the start. That's a good mercenary call though, those are really strong.
Yeah, these pumpkin sappers, I think at this stage in the game are gonna help batter this down. I mean, I think they already got the bottom one, so yeah, that's not huge. And yeah, no, I like the fact of the double marking here, but at this point they're actually just losing skull time. I think they committed a little bit over much here, trying to do both. I feel like I would have been happier if they just committed to one. But we'll see how much pressure they get, so maybe
They
it'll
need
work
to
out for
get
them.
level 10 though, so like at least someone needs to stay out. Why is Zarya? Zarya leaves the bot lane with minions still alive that could get them 10, that's kind of weird. I mean, you get XP when you kill the skulls as well, so they're gonna get it anyways, but...
Yeah, I mean that's just a fun thing to note that some people might not know is that you actually get that XP when you kill the skulls. So,
It's actually really decent XP, like you can see how fast they go. Like...
yeah, this is big.
Ul'dan
So
is
we saw mosh pit here, so
Oh,
I'm really
that's a good fear.
Oh no, Diablo walking into it, that was huge. But getting out of it though, man, Hoagie's just getting wrecked. This is just massive. I mean, I guess I like the pick of the, obviously you're not a huge fan of the APOC here, but I think it's working out. That was a nice Brightwing TP too. I'm really on board with the choice of Emerald Wind here. And that was just a really nice fight for Sky5. Basically that came down to the fact that, you know, when you walk the whole team into a mosh pit, you're probably going to lose a fight.
Yeah, and I feel like Zarya is really hard to play in this comp. Like, Zarya is good at sieging and like at fights where both teams are on the other side and you can't get flanked. Because like, Zarya is immobile, so if she gets surrounded, she's basically instantly dead and she can't do anything. Like, she just dies after one shield. And in the mines, that's basically what will happen in almost every fight. You're like not sieging, you don't have a good position, and this can come from either side. So it's just really hard to play Zarya, and that's why like he couldn't do anything in this fight.
Yeah.
It's too easy to get flanked.
Well, especially in the mines, that's the situation. Zarya needs to see what's in front of them, and now like they could be in a really rough spot because everyone's coming behind them. Obviously, no mosh for 50 seconds, that's huge. But man, this is just so huge. Like these flanks have been massive, and you know, obviously the good shields, but they're just target firing so well here. I like the repulsor field. Yeah, I like the repulsor field though. That was the right choice here. But I mean, okay, nice fear, nice fear. But they're just taking so much poke damage. Sumo was just really just going hard on them here. They need to get this. That was a super good detainment strike, but Emerald Wind's a good skill.
Yeah, like Leoric is getting so much value here because they don't have any auto attack damage, so it's just super hard to kill, and it's just a waste of ability to kill the Leoric who's just gonna respawn. Like, he died in the start of the team fight and now he's back. They can just kill Zarya.
Yeah. Yeah. The Leoric pick's working out really well for them. I wasn't 100% sure when I saw it picked originally, but it's working super well. I mean, when you've got Tychus and Leoric into triple tank, you're gonna do pretty well. And I love this decision to split push here since they were already in the bot lane and had the siege giants here. I think this is a great call. I really like this.
They could also dive top, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, they could have died. Like, I feel like Harambe are kind of overextending defending, and they let the golem die. So I'm not sure it's worth pushing.
Yeah,
top.
I feel like they just should have
If they
committed
could get
harder on
the
pushing
keep,
that.
maybe, but like if they don't get the keep, I feel
Yeah,
like
why did they not push that keep harder?
Yeah, I don't know if they actually could because they had no minions left. Like if they just commit, they risk getting feared and just dying. Like if they get feared and also keeps on that.
Yeah, and I guess that is the Haka could flank him behind them. There's the bush here, but I don't know. I feel like at that point you're up the talent tier. That's where you want to take a little something. So like, you're right. They didn't commit to the hard flank top, and they didn't commit to the keep bottom. So at that point, I don't think that's worth.
I feel like they need to go top because it's a 75 skulls golem. It was like over 60% HP, so it's still pretty good, right? And
Oh, for sure.
like you see the other team committing to defend it with only 3 people, so you know you can most likely get kills as well. So like it's pretty much a guaranteed T2 top.
Yeah, I mean, the second they see you rotate up, they back. But yeah, I mean, I guess it was just a good defense from Harambe.
They're not really aggressive here with the top camp. It's obvious because like the other team has level 14, so they have no reason to force a fight, and it's better to just fight bottom, or the keep is already open.
Yeah, I'm not sure the whole trying to take the fight 4v5 here. This is at least Liming just going to get the resets. They're also fighting way too much under this drill right now. I mean, that's a good propulsion field, but...
I feel like there's been a problem with Harambe even in the game before. They don't really pay attention to the map. Like they're often like 4v5 or whatever. So maybe like a communication problem or something. But overall, they're like too aggressive with numbers disadvantage.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they see a couple on the map. All right, go on this, let's go. And then they don't realize that they only have 4. The other team actually has all 5 there. I feel like they're too quick to jump on the opposing team and not knowing where all 5 are. I also like Brightwing going back, bribing, then coming back in. I like this. You know, the Sky5 has taken bribe in both these games. It's worked out really well for them so far. So I like that pickup here, especially on this map. So I mean,
I feel like it might be a really good map for bribe. Like the siege camps in the enemy team or your team are just super valuable during the mines, especially.
That was so classic. You actually used to get, that was an old strategy back in the day. You'd go and wait for them to go in, and the second the mines would pop, you'd go bribe the opposing team's giants, and then you could deny them.
So much because it's so hard to just get out of the mines and depush it. You just can't. Like you lose too much.
Oh, for sure. And I remember because you used to like hold the giants. There was a specific time to cap them so they would hit the enemy team golem while still being behind the gates.
And if you took it, they didn't have the giants to defend, so they lost a lot.
Yeah, that was huge. So little stuff like that, I guess, to watch out for Harambe. And also, again, this is a fight they just should not be taking. This is in no circumstances should they be taking this. They don't have 16. They needed to go in, get a few skulls if they could, and then get the hell out. I mean, that was really not worth it at all.
It's like it's a really bad situation because they're just gonna get 100 zeroed and they can't defend, and they're not gonna get 16. So I guess they could fight without 16, but like it's not a good fight anyways. Like maybe it's better to trap somewhere, or at least like take a more coordinated flank, because that's like kind of a last hope situation.
Yeah, and it is spawning bot, which is not ideal. I don't think can they core though? That's my question. Maybe
they can definitely core. Like the only way for Harambe not to lose the game is just to wipe them in a fight.
Right
like
now,
Sky5
they need to be fighting
just
right now.
Push. I feel like Sky5 is doing a really big mistake right now.
Yeah, the only way they lose this game is by taking a risky fight and losing. So if Sumo just been caught right there,
especially under the towers, it's really bad.
Yeah, the fact that Sumo didn't just die right there was huge. Hollis needed to be going in there. That number 1 getting canceled was pretty nice. These shields as well, but Agrippa with these mosh pits has just been way too much to deal with.
Oh yeah, kind of wasted, or she needs to keep it, especially for the mosh pit, and like the one she did was not pretty good on the Brightwing, so unless she gets like a really valuable turn or whatever, she should just be the one to keep it, because it's like the less valuable CC, and actually one of the only CC, like all those CCs you can use are ults, so she should really keep it for the mosh pit.
Yeah, it's big, especially on this map, because especially on the high ground, there's not a lot of walls to stun into, so yeah, she should absolutely be holding this. And that's just going to be core, and the nice push there in the Mothman, trying to get him into that route. I don't know. This is just a situation where they just need to go all in and defend here. But I don't think there's much they're going to be able to do, especially with the Hawkeye getting picked. There's really not a lot of excuses to getting picked under your core like this, but yeah.
Yeah, that's like... Yeah, Sky5 did a big mistake by forcing top, because it's like they could fight if they had a good fight in a good position, but that was just really overall greedy. But they were like so far ahead, and they had a better team fight, so they just won. But yeah, I think Harambe's comp is kind of interesting. Like the Zaryan stuff on other maps, it's really good, but it's like it would be a good comp on a map like maybe Dragonshire or something like that. But on mines, I don't feel like you need to play like that. You need like a really good early game. You need to be able to skirmish and be really aggressive. And like they have a really slow comp that's based on poke, and that's just the complete opposite of what you want. And the DAK just doesn't work out as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think this is really just coming down to teams not knowing the maps yet.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, this is a
Also,
map. I mean, some of these players probably started playing after this map left the rotation.
yeah,
I mean,
most
it's
likely.
13 months this map's been gone, so I feel like some of them
Yeah.
just aren't used to it. And obviously, with the changes, all of us aren't really used to it anymore. So, yeah,
Yeah, it's just pretty new.
yeah. I mean,
It's
dude,
it's kind of weird because you need like really good early game for the first mines and it can snowball, but on the other end it also lasts a while. So that part is pretty weird.
yeah. I mean, it's a combination of Merc rotations now more so than it used to be, timed with knowing when to lane soak, timed with knowing when to go for those fights in the mines, in the flanks, and having the
I feel
vision
like you
control.
also need short CDs if possible. Like on your ults, that's pretty valuable. You fight like pretty often and like you get some isolated fights in the mines.
Yeah, I also think I'm leaning towards more double support stuff on this map. Just the ability to sustain in the mines is huge. I think the team that can sustain a little bit longer, I feel like, is going to have that advantage. And I think we kind of saw that the Brightwing just able to exist passively did a lot for them there. But yeah, man, thanks for coming in and hopping on this. I mean, I can put it up on YouTube, and hopefully these teams will get a little bit of value. And obviously your insight is great to have as well. So because this is
Well,
what you do.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Dude, I did this. I'm glad you said something because it's good to come in and just hey man, you want to come in on these games for sure. I mean, that's pretty sick. I mean, they get an HGC coach coming in and coaching their games. So thanks a lot, man, for sure. I'm gonna shut down the recording, but it's